Hey guys, I'm gonna vlog today. It is, Saturday, November 5th or 6th. Is it the 5th? Whatever. It's Portland Book Festival Day, so formerly known as Wordstock. So I'm gonna be attempting to vlog in public again, which I haven't done in a very long time, and I'll probably be embarrassed, but that's okay. It's the 5th. Great, perfect. So Wordstock, woo! We're here, the shining lights. I'm gonna see Selma Blair talk right now. I'm running late, classic. And then Jake is gonna see George Saunders, and then we'll meet up afterwards. I'm so excited.
Award-winning documentary. You're on Dancing with the Stars. You have this amazing book. Yes, very much so.
Okay, so just finished seeing Selma Blair and Esme, and it was incredible. It was absolutely incredible. I am very, very happy right now. That was a great start to the day.
So for me, the humor is one, but also like to start off with a really weird premise like that, kind of a wacky premise that is a little bit off-putting even. For some reason, that's what I like to do. And then the mission becomes, can I, in spite of all the strangeness and the darkness, can I lead the reader to a place similar to they might find themselves after a classic short story? So in other words, a place where they feel included and seen and engaged, and that the things that actually keep them up at night are somehow coming into the story. So I found that really to do my deepest emotional work, I have to start in a kind of a strange place. I don't really know why, but I like the challenge of that. Like trying to start with that, and the reader's first reaction might be, God, what a strange deal, go watch TV. And then if you can kind of give enough breadcrumbs and enough little treats, then they start to go, okay, maybe this is only as strange as the actual world.
Oh yeah? How are these stories as strange as the actual world?
Well, I mean, this story, is about somebody who is in a system that is requiring him to lie.
Saeed Jones just walked past, but I don't have his new book or his old book, so, but also he's, going. He's gonna be at 12, and it's about 11:20 right now, so I'm gonna get food, and then hopefully there will be room for me in the room. You know what I'm saying?
Well, onwards. Saeed Jones is the award-winning author of the memoir, How We Fight for Our Lives.
I scared them.
No, any questions.
Oh, that's true. You can.
Yes, mostly that I'm super thirsty. I got a hug from Saeed. That was very, 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 very exciting. He hugged me. Our bodies touched. I'm very happy. And then I saw someone get a picture with him, and I was like, dang it, I should have asked for a picture, but that's okay. I was too excited in the moment. I feel like I've come down a little bit, but anxiety and excitement and all of the feelings, happened.
Books are from a place.
I don't think I'm gonna stay for this event, but how cool. I didn't realize Renee Watson was gonna be here. I just read Piecing Me Together. Very, very exciting. It's getting blurry out. There we go. Cheers!
One Al Peep and one cardamom maple.
Cardamaple. Ooh. I have spent so much money today. It's upsetting. Very, very, very upsetting. Because I'm going out of town next week and I'm gonna have to spend more money. All right, we are leaving. Jake's carrying my bag of books because he's a gentleman. Very successful day. We're gonna go to Livewire tonight, so I'm excited, but book festival for us is done because I cannot be here anymore. It is not good for my wallet, you know. All right, we went home. I cooked dinner really fast. We ate way too fast, but now we made it just in time for Livewire, so excitement. Has this place been here?
No, it's been a lot of different things.
You are listening to Livewire from PRX. We're here talking to George Saunders about one of the best titles for a poem that I've ever seen. In a moment, here on Livewire. Stay with us.
Hello! So I have decided to include the haul from Indie Bookstore Day in this video, just mostly because I'm gonna be embarrassed when I have to do my November? Are we in November? Yeah, my November haul, because I'm probably gonna buy even more books. Jake and I are going to be driving down to California this coming week, in a couple of days actually, for my best friend's wedding. One of my best friends is getting married. And so we're doing a road trip, and so I'm definitely going to stop in bookstores and buy books. So I basically would be embarrassed if all of that were included in one video. So I'm going to do my my Portland Book Festival haul right now, and I'm going to glue it to the end of the rest of the footage. I will say in general, I had an absolutely amazing day. Honestly, it was so great. I have two complaints. First of all, why is it not called Wordstock anymore? Boo. And second of all, I really feel like there should be more than just 3 food carts. There were, in the morning time, there was like a donut one and a crepe one. And then later in the day, there was the whole bowl and then a pizza one. And then the crepe place stayed open basically all day. And the crepe workers were like kicking ass. That's what Jake and I ate in between 2 of the talks that we went to. Or I guess Jake didn't make it into the second one because the room got full. And I shoved my food in my mouth and I was like, I'm sorry, babe, I need to go. And he said, that's fine. So I ran, and then it was to see Saeed Jones. They let more people into the room than they had seats for. There was 5 of us. That were too many. But thankfully, I think they just like felt really bad. And so like, I just stood in the back basically. And I'm so happy that that happened because Saeed was my favorite part of the day. I saw him twice. Jake and I went to Livewire at night. And so it was George Saunders, Sylvia Moreno Garcia, I think, the author of, Mexican Gothic. And she has a new book, Dr. Meroe, and then Saeed. And then there was a native singer who was amazing. I think her name was Samantha Crane, but I'll try to find all of that information and link it down below. It was a fantastic day. I'm I'm so happy. So the first event that I went to, Jake and I split in the morning because he wanted to go see George Saunders, and I really, really wanted to see Selma Blair. So I didn't want to like be recording during the actual thing, but I think I got like a little bit of a clip of them. So I got her memoir, Selma Blair's Mean Baby. I was hoping that they would be doing signings, but you know, I understand why she's not gonna sit there and sign a bunch of books. Okay, that's fine. It was amazing. Her conversation with Esme, I just like, it was phenomenal. So I am excited to read this eventually. To be honest, I don't think that it's like at the top of priorities for me, but I just really wanted to get a copy, and you know, so I did. Then we had our little breakfast, and then again I snuck into the Saeed Jones talk. I forget what it was called, but it was poets. It was poetry. So it was two poets. It was Saeed Jones, and so he has a new collection, Alive at the End of the World, and of course I got it signed. Let me so happy for that. And then the other author that was speaking, and this is a Coffee House Press book, the other author that was speaking was CJ Evans, who I had not heard of, and so this is Lives, and I guess both of them had like grief, apocalyptic kind of vibe situation. This is published by Sarabande Books, Sarabande, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, and he is the editor-in-chief of. And so I was like, oh my goodness, so excited. So yeah, I'm very happy to have both of these collections both of these collections in my collection, my book collection. And then the next one, Jake and I both ended up going to. I was worried we weren't going to get into this one too, though, because the line was like so long. And I think in there somewhere, I might have mentioned that I saw Renee Watson was downstairs. Maybe this was right after this, but I didn't end up staying for that talk. And I didn't see her doing a book signing, so it might have been on like a different floor. I think like the adult stuff was up above and then the kids stuff was down below, so that might be why. But it's just like, what a weird coincidence, because I've had her book on my shelves for so long without having read it, and then I literally just read it, so very funny. But anyways, the next one that we went to is called Homeland, and there was two authors there, so I got both of their books too. They both sounded really good. They're both short story collections. So the first one is Heartbroke by Chelsea Biker, and she's the author of Godshot, which I've heard of, but I haven't read it. So I don't, and this is a Catapult Press book. I don't know. I love that she put the year up at the top. I think that's really sweet. So I don't really know. Wow, she really like opened that up when she signed it. I don't know much about this, but she's talking about where she's from and Fresno, and like the idea that people have of Fresno and people from Fresno. So I thought it was an interesting conversation, and I am excited to read that. And then the other one is Night of the Living Rez by Morgan Talty. And he is set in a Native community. Where is he from? He mentioned, what tribe he's from. Penobscot Indian Nation. Penobscot. I'll just put it right there. And so talking about, being in the reservation and then leaving, and then, that, again, I do feel like they both have similar kind of, obviously they're thematically, they're similar, or else they wouldn't be on the same panel. But yeah, of course I want to read this. I'm very excited. And this is a Tin House book, and I literally bought the last one. Okay. They should have had more of his books, to be honest with you, but, that's okay. So yeah, I'm really excited to read this, but since I had to go buy the book, and so I was at the Tin House booth, and so then I was like, well, let me just buy this one, because this cover, I have been eyeing it for a really long time. I have no idea who Rachel Long is, to be honest with you. This is my darling from the Lions. I'm going to assume it's a poetry collection. Yes, it is a poetry collection. I don't know who she is. I don't know who Rachel Long is. Morgan Parker is blurbed on the back though, and obviously I love her. She's the founder of Octavia Poetry Collective for women of color. So she's British, so, South Bank Centre in London, born in London and resides there today. So yeah, I'm not sure, I don't know what the theme is. I'm obsessed with this cover, and I've been wanting it, and it was right there. so I had to buy it. So those are the only books from like speakers that I have. I think that was the last panel. And then there was another one at 5 p.m. that I wanted to go to. Reza Aslan has a new book out. But I was like, if we go to the Reza Aslan, which is at 5 p.m. and LiveWire tickets are at 7:30, that means I'm probably going to buy at least one more book, maybe two, depending on who else is there. And then we're going to have to eat out for dinner. And so we decided to just come home, and then I cooked dinner, and then we went to the LiveWire show. But I mean, mostly that happened because of the pile that I'm going to show you right now. Ooh. So obviously there's a book fair every year, and I will link below, again, if I remember. I feel like I always say I'm going to link things and then I don't, but I would like to link below the Portland Book Festival website and like the list of vendors at the fair, because it's a lot of small presses, and I learned about okay, I ran out of space. I don't think I have that much more to say about the rest of these books, because those were like the things for events that we went to. But yeah. Oh, and I forgot to mention, vote. Okay, if you live in the United States, please vote. It is very important. It is Sunday today, so Monday, Tuesday. So we're very close. Please vote. Okay, thank you. So the next thing that happened again is I went to the book fair portion, and I will link below the book fair list of people. So the first stop that we went to was Tin House. I guess technically Tin House was my first stop, but I already showed you those books. Two Lions Press. So Two Lions Press was doing a little, thing. If you buy 3 books, you get a free tote bag. So, I got the tote bag. It's so nice and big too. Last year, the tote bag that they had was quite small. So I'm very, very pleased. I can fit so many groceries in here. It's such a good bag. Okay, so the first thing that I have here is, part of their, I forget what this series is called, Calico. I think it's called the Calico series. So it's an anthology, and this is 8 Russian poets. So I don't know who these poets are. I assume that they're all, no idea. They might all be women. I think they're all women. And then again, they didn't start off this way, but now they do have both text on either side, which is cool, except I can't speak Russian. It's obviously a little bit more exciting if you can kind of, there's a Portuguese one, or I guess technically it's Brazilian, but it's in Portuguese. And so that one's kind of exciting because I can, slightly understand the Portuguese, because it's very similar to Spanish and Italian. But anyway, so I got that one. And then I also got 2 books by Jasmina Barrera. And I'm not going to tell you all the translators because I didn't tell you all the authors. I will tell you eventually when I read it. This is, I don't know why I can't say, it's a thing that happens when people get pregnant. I don't know why I can't say that. I'm having like a brain malfunction. I think it's because my brain is wanting to say it in a Spanish way, but I think it's an English phrase. Linea nigra? I have no idea. I'm having like a big problem right now. But basically when you get pregnant, you can have a black line that goes on from your belly button down, and it's just because your skin is stretching and all that kind of stuff. So that's what that is. But I don't know why I'm having so many problems with that phrase right now. So it's an essay on pregnancy and earthquakes, and it's translated by Christina McSweeney, and 2 lines. Very nice. They've got, did I tell you guys that I was listening to Michael's podcast, Lost in Translation, and he said that they're called 2 Lines Press because there's 2 lines. There's the author and the translator on the cover, which I didn't know and I love. So sorry if I already said that. I discovered that when I listened a month ago to one of his podcasts. But anyways, it's basically one essay on pregnancy and earthquakes. I think the guy said that it was multiple parts, but yeah, a 4-part essay maybe. But this is what drew my attention. And then he started talking about this one on lighthouses, again translated by Christina McSweeney, and yeah, and it's just about lighthouses and loneliness, and but also, gosh, wow, who is that honking? The loneliness of being a lighthouse keeper, but also how you are kind of bringing people in. So there's this kind of, multifaceted thing about that. And he basically sold me on it. So I was like, okay, you're right. I want that. And then I saw this little guy. This is not a book. It's just like their, what's it called? I don't know what it's called, but like a impact statement. It's an impact statement. So Two Lines Press is part of the Center for the Art of Translation. And again, I will try really, really hard to link all of this below. But yeah, so it's just, you know, they published 81 translated works. Let's see. 294% more online readers. So there's a bunch of like fun little facts, and I was like, can I have that? And they said yes. So we also got free pencils. No big deal. Then I saw Chin Music Press. I do feel like, I don't know, like they have an imprint now, another imprint. So when I go to Chin Music Press, I am looking for like Asian inspired or Asian books. And so I feel like the other imprint wasn't really like that. And I do feel like I already own like quite a few. So I'm not sure how many books they publish a year or what, but I'm gonna have to look at their website a little bit more closely. But they did I read it, I forget what it's called, but it's like the cats, the Japanese cats book, which I thought was really interesting. And I was and am hoping for slightly more things in translation. And I feel like a lot of it is more written in English, and more like, you know, Western Asian, like cultural kind of melding maybe, as opposed to things from, you know, China or Japan or whatever other Asian countries. There's so many, I understand. It's just because I'm holding a Japanese book in my hand. But anyway, so I'm hoping for a little bit more of that. But this is the one that caught my eye because it just visually it was the most appealing, and it is by a Japanese author. It's a memoir, but it's like a photographic memoir. So there's a lot. It's like a lot of pictures. And I almost didn't buy this because I was like, why do I need a memoir by this person? But then I was like, why do I need a memoir by any person? Like, you know, every person's story is just as important as everybody else's story. So why not? So yeah, I am excited. He is apparently Seattle's godfather of sushi. So again, he is Seattle based and lives in Seattle. So that's what I mean. It's kind of like, I don't know. I am personally looking for more things that are specifically in translation, but you know, things happen. Then I went to a booth for Third Place Books, I think is what it's called. No, Third Eye. Third Place is in Seattle. Third Eye Books and Accessories, which is apparently a bookstore in Portland that is like all about books by Black authors that I didn't know about, which is, again, horribly embarrassing because that's obviously very, very important. And so I'm like so excited to have heard about them because now I'm going to be frequenting them more frequently. I'll be going to their establishment. So I found at their bookstore a kata woman, and I had it in my hand, and I was like, I'm going to buy this even though I don't have a kata warrior. And I asked, do they have a kata warrior? And he said, no, they had it at the bookstore though. So I was like, whatever, I'm just going to buy a kata woman because I want to make sure I buy something to support them. And I know I'm going to read it eventually. But then I saw this and I was like, you know, I've never heard of this. I know that I want a kata woman. So I'm going to get this because this is more kind of like new and intriguing. So this is Black Women in Sequence, Re-Inking Comics, Graphic Novels, and Anime by Deborah Elizabeth Whaley. So my understanding is that it's a book about Black women in like the comic sphere kind of. So I'm not sure if it's specifically like Black characters in comics or Black illustrators or Black comic writers. There's many. I ran out of space again. And I'm going on a road trip in 2 days, so I need to delete things off my phone. Anyways, yeah, there's many different types of jobs involved in comics and making comics. So he did open it when I said that I was going to be purchasing this and showed me this at the very beginning, which I think is the first Black woman in a comic, and it's the butterfly, and gorgeous. So yeah, I'm really, really looking forward to this because yeah, very, very important. So I'm pumped. And then I also, not a book per se, but I saw this and I was like, I'm going to snatch that up too. So this is Breasts in Niam, Gullah Geechee Recipes from a Sixth Generation Farmer by Matthew Rayford with Amy Page Condon. So yeah, I am very, very excited about that. Let's see if I can find some images to show you. Farmhouse burger with tomato jam. That looks good. But yeah, I have a cookbook problem, aka I love them so much. And I just, you know, don't have one that is Gullah Geechee. So why not? I'm very excited about that. So then I think the next, oh yeah, I know. So the next one is a literary journal that I had never heard of, which is horribly embarrassing. And that is Deep Overstock. And they were doing a deal. Most of the places, so the bookstore, they weren't doing a deal because obviously they're a bookstore and they're just trying to like promote themselves and sell some books. But a lot of the small publishers that had booths, they usually do deals because those are their proper books. So they're able to do like little discounts and stuff. So it was $8 for one or $20 for three. So I got three. But the founders, so I got 3 issues. Each volume is a different, has a different theme, and anyone can send things in. So if you're an artist, if you're an author, if you know, are a poet, whatever you are, I'll link them below and you can send in, you know, send stuff in, which I think is really, really great. As I feel like it's probably like more easily accessible than like trying to get in the Paris Review or whatever, where, you know, everyone is trying to get in. But anyway, so the ones that I purchased were horror, space exploration, which I guess is their first one, and then this one, which is old favorite. So it's all of the themes, and then new pieces on all of the themes. So but what's really, really cool about them is that they're Portland based and they used to work at Powell's. And so if you've never been to Powell's, it is giant. It's a full city block's worth of books, and it's 4 stories, there's many stories, and there's many rooms, and each room has a different book style, I guess. So the blue room is fiction. The gold room, what's the gold room? I guess the gold room is like genre, so like horror, sci-fi, etc. The purple room has like religion. Red room has like history. I was gonna say history. History. The brown room, I think, is like where the comics and romance are. So each room is a different theme. And so basically they've done that. So the color of each edition indicates what room in Powell's it would be, which I think is such a cool idea. So horror would be in the gold room and space exploration would be in the silver room. It's called the pearl room. I'm so sorry. The pearl room, which is up on the top floor. So yeah, I am super, super into that idea. And I'm very excited to read these and to hopefully get more of them on my shelves. But as you guys know, I have a literary journal problem, so I need to like start reading them a little bit more. And then I passed by a table. I didn't get any books because the people looked kind of busy and I already had like, you know, look at all the things I already had. So I was like, let's take advantage. But I did want to get the bookmarks so that I could look them up. But Northwest Review, I don't think that I'll purchase anything by them. The name sounds vaguely familiar, but I wanted to make sure that I didn't forget. So I got the little bookmark. Then I went to Microcosm Publishing, which is another small press that's Portland based, and they have a bookstore as well. And so I purchased How to Resist Amazon and Why, updated and expanded. So this is the new edition. I had the old edition in my hand and then I saw this and I was like, wait a second, maybe I should be getting that one instead. And the guy was like, yeah, you want that one instead. So basically, you know, my jam times 100. So I'm very excited. Hopefully I read this soon. I think this would be a great Christmas read, but you know, and then they also handed me their little publishing, like you know, their catalog, I guess, which I think is done in a really cool way also. Instead of just like a book, it's, you know, a fun little thing there. So I thought that was really cool. I don't know if I'm gonna keep this, but I'm gonna keep it for a little bit because I don't have time to peruse it at the moment, and then I'll look at it and then get rid of it eventually. But it is very exciting, or like a smart way to, you know, do that. Then I found 2 whole new publishers that I had never, ever heard of. They're based in Florida, which is why I haven't. I forget where in Florida they said. Let me see. Orlando. So Itasca Books is this first one. And so this is actually what drew me to the table. And let me see if I can find, oh, I guess it's Burrow Press. Now I'm hella confused. It is Burrow Press. I'm so sorry. Why did I say Itasca? Is that like who printed it? Distributed by Itasca Books. Okay, so it's Burrow Press, but it's distributed by Itasca. So anyways, this is what drew me to the table originally. And it is I forget what he said. It's an essay, but it's an essay that is then illustrated by someone. So this is an essay by Sella Saterstrom and images by H.C. Dunaway Smith. And you guys know I'm a sucker for fun, weird shit. So I was like, yes, please. So basically this person has written an essay, and then the illustrator is inspired by the text and then created some images. So I saw this and I picked it up, and then the first sentence is, my rapist bought a house with a swimming pool and in El Paso. And I was like, oop, yep, that's going to be something that I want. And then he also recommended this to me, Pinky. So my impression is that the books that this publisher prints or gets or publishes, wow, I'm so bad at words today, are all like a little like off kind of. So this is Stories by Shane Hinton. And you can tell maybe by looking at that, it's a little upsetting. So, you know, gritty Florida realism. I think absurd. So I think he said it was like absurdist kind of short stories. So yeah, I don't really know what any of these are about. Short stories are, again, hard to talk. I am going to try really hard. Michael from Michael Reads does like the, you know, when he does a short story collection, he'll kind of do individual reviews for each one and then put it together. And I would love that to be me next year. So fingers crossed. And then anyways, Burrow Press was sharing a table with this other publisher, Autofocus. So I got a few from Autofocus because again, it was like a deal if you get, you know, they're $15 or you get, you know, each one's they're $16 a piece, but if you buy 3, actually no, I think they were just selling them for 10, and I chose to buy 3 because okay. It's getting like worse and worse. Or like the amount of time that I'm getting is smaller and smaller. I'm almost done. I've just got 3 books left. Again, they're from Autofocus, which is also, I believe, based in Orlando. Yes, Orlando. And I forget what these are. I think this, oh gosh. So Cleve, he said is, oh my gosh, Small Stories. Oh, one of these, wow. Oh, this one, oh yeah, I got goosebumps. This one is letters. So Emily Costa got pregnant and then gave the daughter away for adoption. I think it's a daughter. And so she wrote letters to the daughter that she gave away. And then on the daughter's 18th birthday, she was able to like give them to her or send them to her or something. And so these are a selection of those letters. And I guess it was like published like right at that time or something like really wild and crazy that I was like, oh my gosh. And so I was like, yes, please. And then Duplex, what is this one? Man, I think this one's an essay. Oh yeah, it's like I think he's can't keep doing this. So yeah, Duplex by Mike Nagel, and Cleve by Holly Pileski. Yeah, I'm done. I can't with my phone. And there's just too much crap on it. I keep deleting things. It's not helping. So anyways, again, I had a fantastic day at Portland Book Festival, and yeah, I'm just super pumped. And now I just need to read a bunch of books. So no pressure. Bye-bye.